Ready to go live? Yes, of course I'm ready to go live, Facebook. Why are you asking me that? Good evening. It's Where do the weeks go? It's Monday already. It's time for the Secret Makeup Club. Oh, that'd be like a catchphrase, like a hair dye advert. Shh, maybe she's Secret Makeup Club person. Good evening, Facebook and YouTube. We are live across the nation, internationally, from people all over the world joining me on YouTube and Facebook for the ultimate secret makeup tips, tricks, products, and know-how. Now, tonight is none other than a drag makeup special. Now, I do feel a little bit of an imposter tonight because I don't really know if I'm eligible to talk about drag. I feel like you need to be from that community. So apologies, being a heterosexual woman talking about drag makeup. I apologize, but I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to give it a go tonight. Look at you all joining me. Good evening, Daryl, Terry, Lorraine, Kelly, Louise, Neil, Paul, Cheska, Laura, Sherry, Duke, Scott, Samuel. What's these subtitles? They're not subtitles. That is my website. It's not a subtitle. Good evening, all, says Don. You see, Don's of good breeding. Dawn is of good breeding. Good evening, all. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Secret Makeup Club every Monday on Facebook and YouTube live. Tonight, we are doing none other than drag makeup. I have worked for 8 years in Madame Jojo's. I've worked across the pub and club circuit for years. And I, of course, toured theatres. I've had the movie, cruise ships. So I know my fair share of theatrical slap. Trust me, I've been putting it on daily for years. So, of course, with drag makeup, darlings, it is so personal to you, the look you want to create. Some of the kids on RuPaul's Drag Race create very different looks to what I do, to what RuPaul does, to what, I don't know, Kerry Dupree does, to all the different drag acts. So there's no right or wrong. Like any makeup, there is no rules with drag. As long as it's got a look and a personality that you want, you're winning. You're winning. Yes, there is some fundamental things to make it look fabulous, which we'll be touching on tonight and make it not look, like you've just, I don't know, got into your crayons. So that's what we'll be touching on tonight. Thank you, Richard, saying I look beautiful. So first of all, straight off the bat, is there any drag queens watching? Dawn, now is your time to out yourself. Now, is there any live, living drag queens watching tonight that have joined me for this very special makeup, secret makeup club in the drag special? I hope there is, because I would love that. Hello, Keels, darling. Welcome. Because tonight I'm going to operate it a bit like a Q&A. So because with drag makeup, there is so many products, so many things you could touch on. If I start at the beginning and work through, it's going to be very, very boring and a bit grim. Well, it won't be grim, it'll just be long and you won't get to the bits you want to get to. So I'm just going to open the floor to a question about, Pip, there's no such thing as part-time. You're a drag queen. I love it. You're living the life. You're in sparkles and sequins. I don't care if you've done it once. Own it. Own it, darlings. So I'm going to open it up as a Q&A tonight. Anything you want to know about, whether it's eyebrows, base, contouring, lashes, shadows, glitter, you name it, throw a question out at me and let's just do it that way tonight. And let's have fun. If you're watching and you're not a drag queen, you will learn so much tonight about products, how to apply them. Theatrical things can also be used. The tips and the tricks can be used in everyday makeup, which is super exciting. Remember, I am on StreamYard. So if you want to click on the link above, you can come live on my camera with me. If maybe you're in drag now, maybe you're like, look, how can I get rid of this or that problem? What is best for this eye shape? Jump on camera and I will help you. If you don't want to, just comment away and listen. Okay, we're already into the questions. I am loving it. I'll try anything once, twice if I like it. Mel, I've heard that about you. Sort of a girl after my own heart, really. I'm liking that. Or is Mel a man? Meloman. Meloman! Making you a drag name there, Mel. Meloman. Gary, how is the best way to do a big red glitter lips for Rocky Horror? Right, Gary, let me do glitter lips at the end. Because do you remember when I did the Glitter and Sparkles week? I did cover glitter lips. And it was everywhere. So I won't forget. I'm going to get my glitter out now so I don't forget. Sounds dodgy. Going to get the glitter out. And I'm going to leave it there. And I will end the program with glitter lips. If I do it now, it'll be everywhere. So I will do it, Gary. Eyebrows. I can never cover my eyebrows. Okay, great. stop asking questions for now. Let's go into eyebrows. The biggest thing. Do you all know, people that aren't drag, that drag queens have to block out their eyebrows, cover their eyebrows in order to dry their own eyebrows away, to draw ones higher, to give more space, to create more drama with the eye makeup. If you use your natural eyebrow in drag, it can look a bit condensed and a bit down and a bit compact, like, you know, like a normal woman's makeup. So what the best thing to do is you have to glue the hair down and also find a way of smoothing the hair so you get a flat surface to blend your eyeshadows on. If you just glue them down and you get the ridges of hair, you've got texture. You don't want texture when you've glued down your eyebrows. So 2 ways of doing it, there's more than 2, but 2 I'm going to show you tonight, is, you would have seen it a lot on RuPaul's Drag Race, a lot on YouTube tutorials, is the good old glue stick. Now this is Elmers End. Elmers End? I don't know if you call it Elmers End. I think that's a place, Elmers End, isn't it? Elmers, it's just called Elmers. I don't know where Elmers End is. Very different topic. So, Elmer's washable school glue stick. Now it's purple. Purple one's good because it dries clear, so you know when it's dry because it goes from purple to clear. There is a white one that is completely clear, a bit harder to know when it's dried. But you literally run this, first of all, against the grain of your eyebrow hair to get underneath, and then in the direction of the eyebrow hair, quite a lot. Layer it on, get a hairdryer, dry it on each brow, and you do about 2 to 3 to 4 coats, depending how thick your eyebrows are, of that to block them out. This gives you the smooth texture and the gluing down of eyebrows in one. It does dry quite shiny, so you do need to make sure you press powder into that to get rid of any shine, but that will keep your eyebrows down. It does work if you sweat a lot and you're doing a show. I didn't think it would, but it does. The old school way of doing it is to use a bit of spirit gum and glue the hair down, and then use something called an eyebrow plastic. Yes, eyebrow plastic, you heard me. Have I got that written down on here? I don't think I have. And it's like a wax, which you smooth over, which again covers any gaps in the eyebrow hairs. So if you have really, really coarse eyebrows, you might find spirit gum works better than the washable Elmer's End. The one on the screen, Kryolan HD Pro Gum, is phenomenal. Small little bottle like this. It's quite pricey, guys. These are really, really cheap. These are like £4 on Amazon. There's a link. As always, all the links to the products are in the comments above, so you can check them out. This is £28, but it's high definition, so it's great if you're working close up, meet and greets, you know, film, television. Great because no one can see it. Covers up your eyebrows, and it dries much, much quicker than spirit gum. This will dry in seconds, where spirit gum, you have to waft cold air into it and get it tacky. It goes like Parmesan cheese on a pizza, and it goes all stringy, and you're trying to blot it down. This doesn't do that. It's wonderful. Dries clear. Love it. Expensive, worth every penny, more than spirit gum. Then you will put a bit of eyebrow wax over, which you can get from Kryolan, and that will be smooth. Again, you would powder. So for blocking the eyebrows, that is the best way. Did you know in the high street, in Superdrug, from Revolution, you can buy something called soap styler. Now, this is a very old-fashioned way of blocking out the eyebrows. Used to be used in pantomime by pantomime dames like Les Dawson. I was going to say David Dale, but I'm not saying he's old. And this is literally soap. So you wet a brush with soap and you comb it through your eyebrows. It dries, and then that keeps your brows in place. And it comes like that. Little brush. And you would literally wet this with soap, comb it through your eyebrows, flatten them down, it sets, because it's all very in fashion. It's all very in fashion, this laminated brows, this brushed up brows, keeping them in shape. So girls, if you've got unruly brows, you can use this. It won't get rid of the colour, it'll just hold them in place. A little bit of soap on that brush, comb it through, it dries. So girls with unruly brows, or boys who don't want to do drag, just want to get their brows in shape, check out the Revolution Soap Styler. I don't know the price, but it's Revolution, so it'll be cheap as chips. That'll be like under £5. Yes, there you go, Lorraine. Brooke, Lorraine's daughter, has brought soap to do her brows. Same thing. It's very, very on trend. So check out the Revolution Soap Styler. That is lovely. Hopes that answers the little eyebrow questions. Where are we? Where on earth were we? Where on earth were we? Right, I'm scrolling right back. Eyebrows, sparkly lips. Yes, I will be doing sparkly lips. Look, what was the first makeup you ever used when doing a show? Ooh. It would have been probably a base which you'll see a lot of drag queens using now. And it was, for foundation wise, it was Kryolan. In fact, everything I used to use, Mandy, was Kryolan, because I used to work for Charles Fox, which was the makeup shop in Covent Garden. So I would get a discount and I would have so much Kryolan products. They're not necessarily the best in eyeshadows and blendable eyeshadows, but in terms of special effects, glues, adhesives, removers, bases, theatrical bases, powders, they really are a non-stop shop for the price point and for the coverage they get you. I did the makeup once. I ended up looking like a 4-year-old. Did my makeup, so gave up. Samuel, keep practicing. How can I stop looking like a truck driver in makeup? Don, stop driving a truck. That's my advice there. I would like to overcome my fear of liquid liner. How do you work it? Brilliant. Because liquid liner is awful. And I have gone through so many different ones lately that I've become an expert by not knowing what works until I've tried it. Where's my little Suqqu one gone? I'm not quite as organised today because I have to do a bit of a self-tape for a TV show today. Well-known crime drama Voix is up for, so fingers crossed, watch this space. You might be seeing her on the television again. Woo-hoo! Where's it gone? Oh, damn. Never mind. Right. I find liquid liner, like this one from MAC, which is liquid lasts 24 hours. These ones that come with a dippy and thing, too wet, too gunky, they go everywhere, they transfer, disaster. Buy yourself one that's like a felt tip pen that has a nib on it like that literally just keeps coming out. You don't have to go back in the pot. I find these aren't so wet, so they don't transfer. They're not as gunky, and they just give you beautiful precision, and you can go back in without having to go back in the pot all the time. The other thing to do is to buy a little MAC black track, which is like a gel liner like this, and use a very, very fine brush like this. You know, I like my little angled eyeliner. Why is it slightly angled? So that my hand is out the way when I'm doing my eyeliner, so I'm not having to do that and block my vision. Slightly bent in my MAC black track, and then I can use the brush to give me precision. But I don't do that anymore. I use these. The one of my favourite ones to use is this. Charlotte Tilbury Feline Flick. Who doesn't like a feline flick on an evening? So there we go. Charlotte Tilbury, the Feline Flick. And it's got a beautiful comby brush on it. Nice little rubbery grip bit. Really, really lovely. It's not a brush. It's like a felt tip. This one is like a brush. If you want an actual brush. Oh, this is a great one as well. By Kat Hondy. The Tattoo Liner by Kat Hondy. That's amazing. NYX is a good one. This one from Elf, I've shown this before with the big fat wand. Really, really lovely. But MAC do one which is like a brush. And of course, it's not here. There it is. That's an actual brush rather than a felt tip. And that's beautiful. And that's called Brush Black, Brush Stroke 24-hour eyeliner. Who would want to leave their eyeliner on for 24 hours? I do not know. Who would want to leave their eyeliner on for 24 hours? Why would you do that? It's like when I have 48-hour deodorant. Wash your armpits, for goodness sake. Sorry, I'm just scrolling back through the comments. So to get over your fear, Anthony, go for a felt tip liner and just go for it. Oh, you're all saying hello to each other. Does it pull any of your natural eyebrow hairs out there? No, Paul, it doesn't. You need a remover and a cotton pad to take the glue off, but it doesn't take any of your eyebrow hairs out. This washes off with water. It's washable. So water in a flannel and rub it in your eyebrows. You'll be fine. This Spirit Gum or the Pro Gum, you do need to buy a specialist remover, which is alcohol-based, but it doesn't pull your eyebrow hairs out. No, would have no eyebrows left if it did that. Is that what you're asking as well, Lorraine? Because it does. The soap, obviously it's soap. So the minute you add water to both the washable glue stick and the soap, it just washes off. What tinted moisturiser do you recommend? Laura Mercier, Charlotte Tilbury, Unisex Glow, beautiful. Laura Mercier tinted moisturiser and Boots No. 7 City Lights. That's what I would recommend. But for a drag base, I use a liquid mixed with a full coverage. You can just use this, the Kryolan paint stick, which is what a lot of drag queens use. These are £17.20. They come in so many different colours, from green to blue to yellow to red to black. So if you want to do witches and special effects, of course, skin colours, and then darker skin colours. So you can buy one that's darker for your contouring, one for your highlighter, and one that matches your skin base. A colour called 5W is the skin tone that's used a lot in the West End. It's a very pinky base. So when you're under the yellow spotlights on a theatre, the yellow counteracts the pink and you look skin coloured. If you go too yellowy and pale with your skin base, you go on a stage with a spotlight, you look pale, you look washed out. How many times have you all seen yourselves in a ring light or a flash? You've got no makeup on. It's bounced it back. Stage lighting will knock 20% of the colour off your face. So put more on and then know you're in a spotlight, and that will make you look slightly normal. If you look too natural in the mirror, you'll look washed out on stage. So I swear by this. This is great, but I find it sweats off and it's not great. MAC full coverage, you can see across at the bottom of your screen there. This is about £30–35, but I use this with a liquid instead of this. I used to use this, but I use this with my Armani Luminous Silk, or my new one, which I'm loving, my Suqqu Cream Foundation, which is what I'm using now. And I mix a bit of the liquid into this with my beauty blender, and I will rub it into the full coverage with the liquid. So I'll get my Armani, pump into my full coverage, use my beauty blender to mix it up, then I will apply. And it gives me a dewy, full coverage, but it's beautiful. Looks like skin. I'm sure you'll agree. Love it. Then I will powder within an inch of my life. If you've been watching Secret Makeup Club, what do you powder with before you go out? Loose powder, and then you throw a powder compact into your handbag. Loose powder. I buy industrial sized tubs of the Kryolan powder. I also love Ben Nye Buff powder. I don't think I've put that. Again, it's in the comments upstairs. Ben Nye do a beautiful powder called Buff. Have I got one here in my little powder drawer? Yes, I have. Oh no, that's banana powder. But that is what Ben Nye looks like. Beautiful powder in the colour Buff. Really recommend it. I buy this. You don't have to buy it that big. You can buy it in these little tubs. And I powder puff with a powder puff. Press all around. Powder. And then I will warm myself up with my contouring and my bronzer and do it that way. So, but powder is key for any makeup, even if you're a bridal or everyday tinted moisturizer. It doesn't have to be that much. Just press and set your makeup. Prime underneath, powder on the top. Stops it soaking in, stops it rubbing off. Because when you're on your phone, it's going to get covered in makeup. I like the way I demonstrated how you would be on a phone, because of course you never knew how you'd be on a phone. That would be great for my eyebrow forests. Maria, you knew the revolution soap. You got forest eyebrows. Eyelashes. What about metallic ones? You mean the metal ones? Nah, waste of time. Can't get on with them. To save you money, buy some glue. You'll know they'll stay on. If you go through an airport, you'll start beeping. I use Kryolan. I used to use Leichner, and I've always used Max Factor Press Powder. Great. Again, these are just my products. There's no rules. Don't go out changing all your makeup because what I use. Kryolan, great. Leichner, quite oily. Leichner, it's quite an old school base. Great. But did you know the colours 5 and 9 were the two colours people used to buy in the world of theatre? And because a lot of theatre actors used to live in Brighton, when they used to go from Brighton to London to buy their makeup sticks, that's why in bingo it's called 5 and 9, the Brighton line. Oh yes, that's why that saying comes from in bingo, from Leichner makeup sticks. Thank you. General knowledge. What's the best for the white and the colour for the eye? I play Dame, really not happy with how my makeup looks. Okay, Jamie. White is a big thing in drag, and why? I don't know, because you never really see a woman wearing white, and sometimes if it's too white, it can overpower everything, and it looks too harsh. However, you do need white eyes. I put white right under my eyebrows. See, I've got some little jewels on today. Right underneath my eyebrows to highlight. So what you need to do is layer your eye products. You can't just put a white eyeshadow on or a white something else on. You have to layer it. So once you've got your base on, I would then use an eyeshadow primer all over, from lash line to brows. And I would recommend, is that white? That's white. These. P-Louise or Too Faced Concealer. Now, you can use lighter than this, Jamie, if you want to use whiter. This is the Too Faced Concealer, Born This Way. And this is in the colour Snow. And it's very, very, very light. But it's not white, Jamie. But it's very, very, very light. Let me just turn my light down a little bit. It's a very, very light skin colour. Can you see? Very, very alabaster pale. I said alabaster. I wasn't swearing. Oh, alabaster. Oh, God. P-Louise looks like this. You can get it from Morphe. You can get it from a lot of places. And it's an eyeshadow primer. This is white, Jamie. So you squeeze a little bit of this out. And I would blend this. Look how white that is. Look how white that is. It's like Tipex. White, white, white. And I would put that from lash line up to my brows. Blend it through. And then you've got an eyeshadow primer that's white. And it's a cream. So you're going to be able to really lay down the colour. Then take a white eyeshadow. I'm going to be talking a lot about this Alyssa Edwards palette. I adore this Alyssa Edwards palette. There is a white in the corner. Use a nice brush and set the white base with a white eyeshadow. And that will give you white on white. So using white set with white. Clown White by Leichner. Or Leichner, a white paint stick. A white paint stick like this would work. Again, with a white eyeshadow over instead of P-Louise. But you need a white cream with a white eyeshadow on the top to get that real perfect white. So you can use this under your eyebrows with a little brush, the actual pan stick, and blend it down and then press a little bit of eyeshadow on to set it. And that would give you a really sharp white, as opposed to trying to get the white on and then go around it. Put the white on first or put the white on last. You can do either way, Jamie, but you do need a cream and a powder to make it really white. I always use a white face powder. I buy a little pot of the face powder in white, literally white, and I would use that as well instead of an eyeshadow sometimes to set that white base. It's just quicker if it's loose. Kryolan Do, where will that be? Here, it'll be in my pigments drawer. Where's my pigments drawer? Here we go. Kryolan Do a white loose eyeshadow pigment, Jamie. So this is like a, well, it is an eyeshadow pigment, but it's flat, white, matte. And that pressed all over, oh my God, it will give you the whitest eye ever. Hope that helps. Okay, sorry, I'm just scrolling through. White, what's the best white? I saw the white one. Golden nuggets. I'll have less comments about your golden nuggets, please, Anthony. Could you do a video on how to contour one night, please? I need help. It just looks like I have crowns. Okay, let's do it now. So contouring, I use a product called MAC Shadester. And I have a palette like this that I travel with, which have loads in it. It's all the same. This little thing from MAC has a little plastic flap. Where's the plastic flap? That side. So I have eyeshadows one side, and then my contours and my blushes the other. This is, these three, as you can see, that it's mirrored. It's really hard to know where I'm pointing. It's the same color, but I use a lot of it, so I just buy three, and then I run my brush across. This brush is expensive, but it's phenomenal. It's by Suqqu. It's the face designing brush, and it's about £90. I know it's bougie, it's ridiculous. You go on holiday for that, but it's brilliant because it's wide, but it's not thick. You see, it's quite narrow, but it's got the width to it. Can you see? It's a real hair, and it's quite densely packed. So when you're contouring, everyone's face needs to be contoured differently. So don't be looking at a magazine and think, oh, I need to do it that way. You need to go around your cheekbones, your jawline, if you want to do your nose, your forehead, on your face. So feel where the underneath of your cheekbones is. Go into your MAC Shadester, might be a bit too dark. For some people, they might want to use something like a Hoola by Benefit, would be a great contour. And you go under, really under your cheekbone, right where your ear is. So here's your ear. Right where the middle of your ear is, under your cheekbone towards the mouth. Okay? And you shape under your cheekbone. Same that side. Under, not on top. Under. Then you can warm it up on the top. Forehead. It's good to do the forehead and just bring it in a little bit, especially for drag, because men have bigger foreheads than women. So it just brings the forehead right in. Women, it's just good to make you that sun halo around you. So around the forehead, under the jawline. And if you want to do on the sides of the nose, you can do on the sides of the nose. But it's under your cheekbones, guys. If this brush is like, forget it, Lavar, I'm not spending that on a brush. You need something either like this, like an angled little fluffy brush. And again, that's good. Nothing too small because you'll get stripes. Nothing too big because you'll end up with a big brown patch. So middle of the road brush. So that's perfect. If it was that all the way around like a powder brush, it'd be too thick. Because it's thin, that's perfect. Can you see they're almost the same thickness? If you're going like that, too small, you're going to get a stripe. And if you're going like that, you're going to end up with your whole face being contoured. Not good. No one needs a big brown face. Let's go back to the comments. Wash your armpits. Yeah, exactly. Oh my God, that was ages ago. I need to hurry up with these comments. Okay, I hope that helps with the contouring. I'm just going to do my makeup now. Do you prefer cream or powder? Contour both. Personally, I use both. So I will use a darker foundation to contour, set everything with a powder, and then I'll add more depth with my powder compact. So I layer my contouring. So it's completely up to you. You know I love the Tom Ford contour palette. I've shown you before. I don't know where it is. Let's move on. Your dupe of Armani L'Oreal Fresh Water is amazing. I have both. Isn't it ridiculous? The L'Oreal Fresh Water foundation and the Armani dupe is ridiculous, and it's a fraction of the price. This is about £48, and the L'Oreal one is what? Is it about 14, Lorraine? Something like that. What steps when starting from scratch? If you've never tried drag before, moisturize maybe, then what? So many tutorials out there. It's a job to know where to begin. First of all, stop watching me tutorials and start putting it on your face. The only way you will learn with drag is to start putting it on. Put it on, put it on, put it on. Practice, practice, practice. You need to shave really well. Moisturize, good base. The better your base, the better your makeup will look. If you can still see a bit of beard and a bit of redness through, your makeup's going to look messy. So get that skin perfect. Draw on your eyebrows, and then you can either go for a smoky eye or put lashes on. Step by step, a base, brows, lashes, and a lip. You're almost there. Get those key things nailed. Definition, eyeline, brows, lips. They're the three things people are going to look at. All the other colours around, whether it's glitters and shimmers and shines and this look and that look, doesn't matter. Nail, brows, eyeliner, lips. You're going to be sorted. My makeup bag, Mandy, is a wardrobe, a double wardrobe. On RuPaul's Drag Race, they spray the makeup. Does this set the makeup? Yes. So you can use, I've got a few different things here because I like different options depending on the look I'm going for. So you can spray your face with a hairspray. So good old Elmer, and you can spritz. Don't breathe it in, CFCs. Set your makeup. You can use a matte setting spray. The Morphe one here, Morphe mattifying contouring, no, continuous setting mist. Continuous, what does that mean? When you hold it down, it's like a light mist. You can't even see that, can you? So I can mist, and it will matte my, oh, it smells like cucumbers. It's delicious. Or, if you don't want to be matte, Redew by Beauty Blender is, again, continuous, even though it's in a pump. And it adds a bit of dewy, a bit of sheen, and it sets the makeup. So if I'm working abroad, and I know it's going to be really hot, really sunny, Sitges, the Caribbean, Los Angeles, Tahiti, I've been all over, Weymouth, then you need to set it because you'll sweat it off. This setting spray means you will sweat, but your sweat goes in droplets on top of your makeup, then you blot with a tissue, and then powder. So if you're in a nightclub, girls and boys doing drag, and you're really sweaty, don't go in with powder because it will go like droplets, like cakey bits. Blot with a tissue, then repowder. Can you recommend a good red lipstick? What do you think, Darren? Thanks for the subtle plug, Darren. I would recommend the Lavoie lipstick, and not only the Lavoie liquid lipstick, which is matte in Ooh La La Red, but also comes with a Lavoie lip liner. Did you know I had my own lipstick and lip liner available at lavoie.co.uk? No, you probably didn't, did you? Did you realise that? Did you? Where are we? Where are we? Subtle. Ah, and the website just pops up. Beautiful. This will not come off, even if you're sucking a lollipop. See? You were nervous then, all, weren't you? You were nervous. There was kids watching. Magnetic eyelashes are awful. I brought expensive ones and they pulled my eyelid right up. It wasn't a good look. No, don't. It's impossible. You can glue them on. They're dead easy. Lavoie lipstick is getting so many praises. I use Barry M. Great. Barry M is great, darling. But the sparkle level, it's quite sparkly, some of their eyeshadows. And you might find you lose definition. So you might want to mix some mattes in with that. You might not be using sparkles, so I'm not assuming there. Sorry, darling. For whites and loads of other colours. There we go. You heard it from Ian. Barry M has loads of great whites to try out. I need that brush, Lorraine. It's life-changing. That brush is life-changing. Thank you for the contour tips. Pleasure. Permanent one. If you saw me with no makeup on in the dark, you would think it's Halloween. No. £8 Lorraine paid for that L'Oreal Armani dupe. Well done. Sorry, just back from work, so may have missed when doing drag makeup. I suffer from rash. Any tips, darling? Right, make sure, I know they're expensive, change your razor blades, get a decent razor, get sensitive skin shaving foam, get an expensive oil, maybe. I like Elmers shaving. That's beautiful. It's like a menthol. It's cooling. Obviously for my legs, I don't shave my face. That's beautiful. And moisturize your face. Take your time shaving. Moisturize your face and then leave a bit of a gap, maybe an hour, before you start putting the makeup on. That is the best way I can describe it. Help you, sorry. Witch hazel is great for any bumps on the chest, to run that through. Witch hazel on the cotton pad. Beautiful. What on your lips? I love the colour. Okay, this is this is all very in, this deep plums. Very, very on trend at the minute. You're going to see a lot of it in Fashion Week this year. I'm using Vino lip pencil by MAC. Can you see that? Vino, V-I-N-O. And then I've got this little palette which I love, Perfect Plums by MAC, and it's this one, believe it or not. It's darker than it looks, but the pencil's quite dark. Let me open it. It's that one. Oh no, it's that one. Perfect Plums by MAC. Perfect Plums. Yes, Elmers cooling gel for shaving is amazing. Isn't it fabulous, Gary? Isn't it fabulous? While we're talking about lips, if you wanted to add glitter on your lips, like we discussed last week, this is a bit dark, but I'm going to do it. Just use a lipstick. Do not use a gloss or eyelash glue. You don't need that when you're doing glitter lips at all. You just don't need it. Take glitter. This is, again, if you want to know about glitter, watch my Sparkles, Glitz and Glamour Secret Makeup Club. It's available on YouTube, on my YouTube channel. It's also, if you scroll back through my Facebook, it'll be on there. But it's all on YouTube. Every episode of Secret Makeup Club is always on Voix the Show YouTube. So you can go back and update there. So if you want to know why I'm using large grain glitter, it's for the stage lights. And you literally use a lip brush and you press it. So I'm having to just use a mirror because this camera is mirrored. And this is loose glitter pressed on a lipstick. That's all it is. That's all it is. Yeah. Sparkle. Look at me. Follow the yellow brick road. Follow the yellow brick road. Follow, follow, follow. I must have those slippers. I think that was meant to be puppies. I just thought the film's going to be. So you go, glitter lips. And again, with, cooked on my dress. With glitter, the glitter gel, we talked about again when we did the glitter week, the Kryolan adhesive multi-use gel, it's called. Of course, I can't find it to hand. But again, it's on the Sparkles video. You can put that on your brow bone, on here. I've got jewels in here today. Can you see? So that's what's giving me that sparkle. I've got Swarovskis here and here. Why have I got Swarovskis? Well, darlings, the gorgeous people at Crystal Parade, who do all my shoes, have brought out the Crystal Parade Voix makeup mix. Yes, I know we mentioned it in Spark Week, but we are on the drag week. You will get a bag of 100 Preciosa red. There's red, some red stones in there. There's AB stones in there. There's clear stones in there. There is over 100 Preciosa crystals in there for your makeup. So use a bit of lash glue. You can put them on your brows, on your brow bone, on your eyes. You can even do a red lip with the red ones in there if you wanted. We've got a nail art one as well, which is lots of small stones for your nails. Loads and loads. Preciosa. If you put the code LAVOIX20, LAVOIX20, you'll get 20% off. And that is at Crystal Parade website. They were out of stock. We sold out last week in the Secret Makeup Club before I'd even finished. They are back in stock. They will sell out tonight because they are so limited. But get yourself a Crystal Parade makeup mix, Voix makeup mix, Voix 20. You'll get 20% off, and you'll get 100 glass Preciosa crystals to use. AB, clear, some shapes, and some teardrop shapes, red ones for your lips, eyebrows, all in here, your tear duct area, underneath. Glitz yourself up like there's no tomorrow. And these are better than any glitter, any eyeshadow shimmer, and it will make it really sparkle now. I'm wearing them now, you can see on here, and you see even the camera. From a distance, it just gives highlight. Look at that highlight in my tear duct and on my brow bone, how that catches the light more than any glitter would. So from stage, from far away, that is pink, pink, pink. They're beautiful. Thank you, Crystal Parade, for that collaboration with me. They will be available from my website soon as well, but at the minute they're exclusive to Crystal Parade. Voix 20 gets you 20% off, and they're like, cost like a fiver. They're like 5-6 quid for the 100 stones. They are so cheap. So make sure you check them out, darlings. Drag, I wanted to talk about this, the fabulous Alyssa Edwards palette by Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is your go-to drag palette in my eyes. Right. I use, it's mirrored, so I'm going to have to look at it as I look at it. This colour, the dark brown, and this slightly sort of coffee brown is what I use for my eyebrows. I use my black and the coffee brown in here for giving me darkness. I use these orange and these yellows for a transition colour up here, so it's not all one colour. The glitter here is shimmer, is lovely. And these brights are pigments. The rest are eyeshadows, the brights are pigments. So these, remember we talked about pigments before when we were doing eyeshadows? Pigments, terrible to blend. You have to pack them on to get the colour. So they're great for accents on the lid, anywhere else. The softer eyeshadows can blend really easily. If you're a fan of Morphe eyeshadows, Morphe are terrible at mixing, like this, without telling you, pigments and eyeshadows in one. So you'll use one eyeshadow in a palette and you go, oh, this blends beautifully. Then you use another and it goes patchy, comes off, I can't build it. It's because it's a pigment and it's not designed to be built. And sorry, it's not designed to be blended. It's designed to be built. So the James Charles Morphe palette, again, is half mixed. The brights, your purples and your deeps, these are pigments. They will not blend. And these other colours will blend. So just bear that in mind. If you're unsure, go on the website and Google what colours in my palette are eyeshadows and what colours are pigments and work it out. That's what I had to do with Anastasia because it wasn't blending. And I was like, why is some are not? And then I Googled and some are pigments, some are eyeshadows. But this for your drag is wonderful. Alyssa Edwards, 10 out of 10. Well done. Let me go back to the comments, see what people are saying. I bought the Kryolan medium glitter. Did you say they do a bigger glitter because I want it to be outrageous? Yes, they do, Gary. They call it coarse, is their bigger grain glitter. And they don't call it glitter, they call it glimmer. Why? It's just confusing. But they do. So you go on Kryolan and buy coarse. So it goes fine, medium, coarse. That's the one you want, Gary, and that's the best. Thank you, Keely. Crystal Parade, Voix Makeup Mix, discount code 2020. You can tell I forgot to put it up on my banners, didn't you? I forgot to put it up on my banners. Let's talk about lashes. The eyelashes I love to use. I use two different types. I use Elegant Lashes. These are 301s. 301s are the biggest lash you can get. They are your Bianca Del Rio length lash. Massive. And these are, don't judge me, 100% human hair. Not quite sure what part of the human body they've come from, but they're human hair. They're big. I cut them into 3 parts. I put them on. You've seen me do that before, and we touched on about lashes. Another brand I love. These are quite spiky and defined, okay? But the ones I've got on today that are a bit more wispy and natural, I love this brand. Sublime Luxe Lash. Are you ready? Ta-da! Look at these. They are irregular. They're uneven. They're by called Isla, and they are a beautiful, really wispy, double-layered lash. Absolutely beautiful. Sublime. Oh, look at that. I can just drop it down to see the name. Isla by Sublime. Really lovely. Really, really lovely lashes. And really nice instructions in a decent size font. It's what you need when you're getting older, isn't it, girls? It's what you need. Hello, Paul, darling. What else did you want to talk about tonight when we're doing drag? Should we talk about brows? We never really touched on brows. Brows, whether you're wanting to do drag or regular makeup and get them perfect, there's the rule. There's the good old rule I'm sure you've all heard plenty of times before. Using a brush, your eyebrow should start in line with your nose here, yeah? So it shouldn't be too far back, like starting here, or too far in like a monobrow. So it should be in line. If you put a pencil straight up by the side of your nose, that's the start of your brow. Your nose, I'm nervous because I haven't actually checked if my brows are right today. From your nose to the corner of your eye, that should be where the end of your brow is. Oh yeah, good on you, Levois. Yeah, that should be the angle. Nose to eye, that's where they should end. And when you look straight ahead, this end of your iris, the outside end of your iris, should be the highest peak. The iris is the colour part of your eye. Okay, that should be your peak. So start, middle, end. You can go rounded, you can go angular, but if you follow that rule, so when you're doing drag, get a pencil, soft eyeshadow, and go dot, dot, dot. It's so hard because this camera's moving. So you go dot, 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 and then match them up. Get your dots right, and then blend them up. Whether you use one, I use a brown eyeshadow, you can use a pen, you can use a gel, you can use little flicky motions, but that is the best way to get perfect eyebrows. Yes, those eyelashes are massive, aren't they? You touched on contouring under your cheekbone, but what about tips on contouring your nose? Okay, first of all, Martin, let me say one thing. Everyone's nose should be, and I hope is, contoured differently, okay? So I would do mine. You know, RuPaul's Drag Race has got this thing of the really hard line that goes to a V. I think it looks awful. You never see a woman looking like that. It's very much a trend on drag now to do this really pinched nose with like a glimmer of sheen on the end. I think it's terrible. I think it draws focus to the nose more than hides the nose. And I don't get it. I don't like it. I don't do it. If you do it, great. I love it. It's just not for me. And, you know, it doesn't have to be for you. It doesn't have to be for everyone. Remember that with drag. There's no rules with drag at all. There's trends and fashions. I'm trying to kill time while I find my brush. I can't find it. That's a bit big. I can't use that. Okay, I'll use this one, but I'm nervous. It's got an eyeshadow on it. My nose suddenly goes blue or something. It's got an eyeshadow on it. So I'm going to powder my nose. My nose is a bit more bulbous at the end. So all I do is I go, again, I need to look in the mirror. Oh my God, I'm covered in glitter. I go on the outside, sorry, the inside of that bulbous bit there. Same here. And I go up and I connect that into my socket. So my nose is connected. And I warm up that bit there and then on the end. And what that does is, that just for me, slims the end, the fat bulbousy bit of my nose. Can you see the difference? How my nose now just looks longer. Does it look theatrically carved out? Does it look like it's got a big blob of glitter on the end? It slims that wide bit of my nose. So when you're saying, how can I contour my nose? What is it you want to achieve? Maybe you don't need to contour your nose. Do you have a big nose? Do you have a small nose? Is it stick out more? Do you need to put contouring? Where do you need to push it back? If it's wide, contour the sides. If it's thin, you might want to contour down the middle and brighten it. You know, you might want to, or not contour it at all, sorry. If it's long, you might want to put contour on the end. But always make sure it's connected to where your eyebrows are. So if you've drawn higher eyebrows, don't contour your nose to where your nose stops. Then you've got a gap and your eyebrows start up here, because naturally your nose goes up to where your eyebrows start. So make sure, if you've cheated your eyebrows higher, that your brow and nose contour meet. Does that help? Don't like my nose? Well, I can't. I bet it's fine, Keely. You could give some drag advice on cleaning their lace. Should I? Should I do that? Right. Do you know what I do when I have to clean other drag queens' lace? Of course, this is my hair. I would never normally clean lace. I have a... Oh, again, don't say you're not here. Why am I so unorganized for today? Right. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to get my wig lace cleaner. Don't go anywhere. Stay there, everyone. Stay there. I'm coming back. I'm coming back. I'm back. Right. Did anyone leave? I found from an art shop a paintbrush, and it's a really long, it went like to a long point like this. And I cut it. So the hair, I got some scissors and I cut it. So it's stumpy and it's rough. So it's like a coarse toothbrush, but it's bigger. I find a toothbrush too soft and fiddly. This is my Hydro Pro gum remover. So we talked about the gum that I was recommending for doing eyebrows. This is the remover. I get a towel. Okay, I've got a flannel here. Very dirty flannel. I would put imagine that is my wig lace. Put my wig lace on the towel, the edge of it where it's dirty. Spray it with a spritz of Hydro gum. Then I would use my brush and I stipple the glue through onto the towel. Then I move it because the towel gets dirty and the lace is thin. Stipple, stipple, stipple. I just breathed all that in. Stipple, stipple, stipple until it's clean. Not rubbing because you'll fray your lace. So you stipple, 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 stipple. And do it every time you wear your wig. Do not put your wig on with old glue on. It goes crusty like a biscuit. And if you've spent the money into a lace front wig and people can see your lace, what's the point in buying a lace front wig? The idea is not to see the lace. Just putting it out there. And make sure, if you're Caucasian skin, you're not buying a black-skinned wig lace, because wig lace is in skin tones. And so many people have that dark stripe of black-skinned wig lace on a blonde wig, and they're like, they're naturally ginger. Not that there's anything wrong with redheads. I'm having a cup of tea tonight. I was a bit heavy on the booze last night, so I was feeling a bit delicate. So I've got Lady Grey tea. Keeping it posh. Oh, Lorraine, I've just seen your comment about Pat McGrath. I need to check them out. Love Pat McGrath products. Okay, anything else you want to touch on? We've touched on brows, wig lace, glitter, bases, contouring, stones, crystallizing. Another thing as well, which you can do, which is very, very popular, is the cut crease for drag. So you would do your eyeshadow and then you use a concealer to go underneath in the socket to clean it up. So what I mean is you would go in here to carve out a harder line and keep all the blending up there. And I use my Too Faced from Boots Born This Way concealer, or you can use your P-Louise to do a cut crease. So not only is that my primer, but that's also what I do to my cut crease. Then I put my glitter on, blend everything in. For brushes, oh my gosh, how can I forget this? The Alyssa Edwards palette, right? This comes with a brush, which is worth the price alone. This brush, genuinely, this palette, guys, is the Alyssa Edwards palette. I think it's £48, I want to say. Again, the link is in the comments above. I printed all this off and I haven't even looked at it. There we go. £46. Oh, it's gone cheaper. Now, of course, I'm never going to find this brush to show you while we're talking now, but I'm going to do my damned hardest to find it, because it literally is. There we go. This is what you get with the Alyssa Edwards, a double-ended brush. This end is your fluffy brush, and this end is an applicator. I could do my entire eye that I'm wearing now just with this brush. The only thing I would need is something a bit smaller, like a Sigma pencil brush. This is a Sigma E30, or the one I actually use a lot of, which I adore, is by Suqqu. Suqqu, S-U-Q-Q-U. This one. Doesn't have a name or a number, but you can find it. It's exclusive to Selfridges. This shape, so it's very thin, and it's like a curved angle. But this brush that comes in the Alyssa Edwards Anastasia palette is worth £46. I do all of my applying with this end, flip it round, and I'll blend all of my darker colour into it. And I can just keep turning my brush, and I go in the same palette. So I'll use this on my orange first to blend, then I'll touch in the medium colour, then I'll touch in the dark, all with one brush. I don't use a separate brush. And it is so soft and so compact and so tight, the bristles, that it gives such a soft application. So Anastasia, Beverly Hills and Alyssa Edwards just for the brush. And I didn't realise it was in there for ages. I was using a palette. I went, oh, there's a brush in there. And when I used it, I was like, oh. That's what I was like. Oh. And I've got eyelids and eyelids, which is the best way to shadow. Okay. If you're talking drag, you need to go above your hooded eyebrows rather than on them. If we're talking normal, I shouldn't say normal. That makes drag queen sound abnormal, doesn't it? How offensive. What you do is you do make sure you're relaxing. If you massage here, make sure you're not lifting your eyebrows up. And you put your eyeshadow on your hooded bit and you blend. A dark or medium tone, no shimmer, no light. Remember I always say, if you're painting a room white, it looks bigger. Paint a room black, it looks smaller. If you put highlighter on hooded eyes, makes them bigger, makes them forward. You don't want that. You want to push them back, make them disappear. Mid-tones, chocolate browns, greys, dark tones on there, blend it in, and then lift your eye that's hooded and blend that all underneath. But make sure it's on the hood. I've had an eye lift. I had hooded eyes. It's a nightmare. But you can push them back. How do you do your ombre brow? With this palette. So I do this colour from the middle to the end, and then I dip in this tea sort of warm tan colour called Hoe, H-O-E, and I use that. So it's not ombre, blended, faded. It's two different colours. So it's not ombre, but it is ombre, but it's two different colours, and then I just blend them together. And on this bit, excuse me, my hiccups, I will just make sure with a powder puff even, I will go in the middle and I'll press that so that middle bit is ombre'd out. Oh, I'm glad you liked the show on Friday. I adore the show, doing my live shows on Friday. Is there anyone else that needs to know anything else about drag makeup? Next week on the Secret Makeup Club, I have a special guest joining us, another celebrity makeup artist that you would have seen on the television. So we can just go free for all on finding out what are the products they love, what do they keep in their makeup bag, what do they recommend? Because, of course, I have my products that I like. They'll have a whole different array of products we've never heard of. So let's talk makeup next week with a guest and open the bag on like, oh, what's that product? What's that product? And as always, keeping your knowledge, keep you looking beautiful, and making you spend lots of money on makeup. I'm not denying it. What's next for Voix makeup brand? Well, a pink lipstick, a mascara, and an eyeshadow palette is coming very, very soon. I don't know when, but it's coming soon. This has been fascinating. So better than all those tutorials. Yeah, Gary, I could do a tutorial on how I do my makeup from beginning to end. And if you copied it, you'd just look like me. You wouldn't look like you in drag. We're all different. How do you hide bags under your eyes? A good concealer and a corrector, Don. That's what you need. And a matte one. Try Secret Concealer by Laura Mercier. Not camouflage, concealer. Beautiful under eye concealer. Recommend that highly. When is the War Paint week? We can touch on War Paint potentially. I don't think I've got enough products in my brain to do a whole nother men's week. I'll tell you what, Ian, let's touch on it next week. Let's do special guest plus War Paint. We'll do it next week, Ian, because I know they're keen for me to share it with you as well. So let's do that. Thank you for what you do. I've learned so much, Tony Lee. I want to sound like Karen Carpenter like you do. So can you teach me that, please? Best advice you've given me in my one-to-one. Yeah, I do one-to-ones. If you want a one-to-one on a Zoom, on drag makeup, on makeup, book me, send me a message. I'm more than happy to do that. I do one-on-ones a lot, and I love doing one-on-ones because I can make you look best by seeing you on camera. And I cannot wait till I can do it in person and have models and things to do more demonstrations. When I've got a model here, I can show you all sorts of things and it'd be great fun. But listen, I'm going to leave that there tonight. As always, this will be able to watch back on YouTube. All the weeks of Secret Makeup Club are on YouTube. Make sure you check out the Crystal Parade Voix Makeup Mix. Voix 20 is the code to get these lovely jewels before they sell out. They will sell out tomorrow, I guarantee it. So shove one. They're like a £5 with your 20% discount. So it's amazing. 100 Preciosa stones. You can use them on your nails. You use them on your makeup. You can use them on anything. You can bling up anything you want to. And of course, help out these lovely people that are helping me out. It means the world to me. All right, darlings, there's my website for all my merch. My theatre tickets for my tour are on sale now. I am coming to a theatre near you in the summer. Cannot wait. Do you need a night out? Yes, you do. book a ticket for my UK's Funniest Redhead tour. She's back on the theatre near you. Love you all tons. Share this video. Share the love. Thank you as always. I'm just going to do one last check-in on the comments. Pleasure. I didn't know you did one-on-ones. Yes, I do, Lorraine. You've spent enough. All right, gorgeous. I'll see you all soon. Have a fabulous evening. And I will see you all on, I think, Thursday night. I'm going to do my little agony aunt phone line on Thursday. I don't know what time, but I'll be live on Thursday night. I'll see you there. Bye, darlings. Take care. Bye.